everyone, and thank you. I'm going to take a look at some of the traffic issues that we have identified in this development application. And first off, we have a credibility gap. The background traffic growth estimated by the developer is underestimated and based on traffic or population growth from East Toowoomba at 1%. That is misleading. We don't get our through traffic from East Toowoomba. It comes from Highfields, which has the fastest growth rate in Queensland at 2.5%. Second, local conditions and local knowledge has been absolutely skated over in the traffic reports given to council. Let's have a reality check. This area is hilly, it has blind crests, poor sightlines, a very foggy microclimate, and new developments that haven't been accounted for. In addition, this is a figure you won't see, but is based on standard local government modelling. It's not contentious. This development will generate 3,400 daily car trips around the aforementioned topographic conditions. So let's not base our decisions on a credibility gap, because if we put poor data in, we get poor decisions out. Now, I mentioned the foggy microclimate. This area is subject to orographic fog. That is not the same as the rest of Toowoomba. It's a local phenomenon caused by moist air going up the side of the escarpment. I took these two photos 5 minutes apart. You should clearly be able to see the difference in visibility. This isn't an aberration. This happens all the time. For example, 7 of the last 10 days have just been like this. Toowoomba can be in blazing sunshine. Mount Lofty is looking like that. Oh, by the way, that is not in the traffic report. So, let's have a quick look at the development footprint. This is, as has been mentioned, a massive development. The lot sizes are tiny, crammed in, and that means more cars, obviously. The red dots represent the 2 exits that everyone has to funnel through, and remember that bushfire scenario. And everyone from there goes down to one choke point, the Rifle Range Road intersection. In addition, 7 or 8 of the surrounding intersections have been identified as already, right now, today, exceeding operational thresholds. Several times it's been mentioned in the developer's traffic report that because these already exist, these problems, it is not their problem if they make it worse. True. Kate Street, I'm going to call that one out. It's important because Kate Street channels the through traffic from Highfields. The intersection with Ruthven Street there has been identified as extremely dangerous. The street itself is narrow and cars have to go into oncoming traffic if they want to get around the parked school buses from downlands and parked vehicles. People still use it though. Why? Well, for a start, they're dropping hundreds of downland students off. And secondly, the intersection just below that, North Street in Ruthven, is so congested and tangled up that people want to avoid it at all costs. And the remaining 5 sets of traffic lights between them and the CBD. So they go up Kate Street anyway. Now we'll get to another danger spot. This is the North Street, Stewart Street, Rifle Range Road intersection, inside that yellow circle. You should be able to note from there that Stewart Street doglegs across North Street. Rifle Range Road enters it a few car lengths up. Up there on the left you can see the Infinite Care Nursing Home. That actually hasn't opened yet, but it has 132 beds, 80 staff, not including visitors, allied health professionals and service trucks. There are just recently constructed 3 new entries and exits on the crest of a hill. None of this is actually existing yet, it's imminent. We are all praying that we don't get on-street car parking opposite this development for a very simple reason. All during the construction period, there was hundreds over time of utes and trucks and tradies parked there, and guess what? You actually have to go over double white lines, or on them, to get past. So we are hoping that that's not going to continue with an ongoing parking situation. And we haven't finished yet, because on the other side of the road, we have the Mount Lofty Nursing Home, 40 units, by the way, not 132. Most of the time, that is 1.5 lanes wide because of the on-street parking. So just imagine those extra 3,400 daily car trips. And we haven't finished yet, because in the other side of the intersection is the Toowoomba State High School, which is also a bus interchange. So let's take a little bit of a look at Rifle Range Road. This is what the on-street parking looks like. That's 2 directions, same day, from the 40-bed nursing home. Now I just want you to imagine for a minute 132 beds on the other side of the intersection on a crest. The developer has proposed traffic lights. These traffic lights at that intersection will be triggered after stage 3 has been completed. In other words, after approximately 1,700 extra daily car trips, plus the construction traffic has been generated. So that means all the road users here will have who knows how many years of increased risk. I would also like to add, we all agree that traffic lights are vital, but they will create an extra problem that once again has not been addressed anywhere in the traffic report. That is Benjamin Street, that longer horizontal photo there. Benjamin Street is the local overflow street. Everyone who lives in Mount Lofty knows that you use Benjamin Street to avoid that Rifle Range Road Stewart intersection. So when you get traffic lights at Rifle Range Road, there will be delays, and that's actually backed up in the developer's report, but it's quite clearly stated there will be delays. It'll be safer, but it'll be slower. A traffic engineer worth their salt can tell you that traffic acts like water. Delays cause it to overflow to the point of lowest resistance, which is Benjamin Street. Benjamin Street has dangerous design flaws. This photo doesn't show it clearly enough, but it is single lanes with a 3-metre drop, a reverse camber corner, woe betide if you speed, because you can end up in that house's front yard, and that has happened. There are blind spots in both directions and crests. All of this has strangely been left out of the traffic report. So I would like you to imagine these streets down the track. The new nursing home has opened. Earth-moving equipment is trundling around. There's tradies, there's trucks, there's new residents moving in. But those narrow streets are still narrow. You can't change that, and you can't change the fog. It's a horrendous danger to everyone using the roads, especially all the children around there with the schools. And also, I invite you to imagine a bushfire with the emergency vehicles, panicking households, and thick smoke over everything. Increased accidents are inevitable. I have a folder full of emails from locals to prove that. I would also point you to the fact that there is a debate around the use of the word accident, because it implies that no one is responsible. I submit to you that drivers and pedestrians are not the only ones responsible. That lies with traffic engineers, planning staff, and our elected leaders. And that means that you all have a crucial part to play. On behalf of everyone using the roads around Mount Lofty, we ask you to take your responsibility seriously. We ask you to reject this development application, and we also ask you to remember that we are talking about public land here. So don't let a federal government corporation put their profits over our community's safety. Thank you.